Happy to be bringing a little update on the ongoing measures that are being rolled out by the Government of Canada to help people in our community. We all know it's a health emergency like none that any of us have experienced. And so this is why the government is working hard to get programs out that will meet as many of the people who are now deprived of income, either because their work has been stopped by order of governments, or their businesses have been shut down and now no longer have any income. That's been the brunt of the program measures, is to help people to get through this loss of income period. So the ones that are helping the most, of course, are the Canada Emergency Response Benefit, the CERB. That's the $2,000 a month. At last count, many millions of Canadians have taken this up. And this is a program that is getting to workers who are no longer able to bring in the usual income they expect to sustain their livelihoods through this period. The other big one now that has just recently, in fact, just earlier this week, has been made available is the emergency wage subsidy. That's a 75% subsidy for people who have lost their work due to the health crisis that we're all going through. So these are all programs that are helping out immensely to help people carry through this. For businesses, the Canada Emergency Business Account, a no-interest $40,000 loan, that's also helping very much to make sure businesses can carry their fixed costs. We've been helping through our offices and through other means to communicate these programs and field questions about them, because there's many people that are trying to access them but are running into a few questions and barriers in the course of that. So we're doing our best to help them with that. Our offices are opened every day, and all of our information is available on the my website at www.brucestantonmp.ca. You can find updates on the information there. And I must say the government websites themselves, just the Government of Canada COVID-19 response, is a very comprehensive source for learning things like eligibility and information about these programs. But we're there to help, and happy to hear from any of the viewers here on Rogers TV that might want to connect with us. We just started a couple of weeks ago. We've launched every Thursday evening a Facebook Live broadcast. It's a brief broadcast where we provide updates to the programs, the things that have kind of happened in the last week since the last broadcast, to bring viewers and people in our community up to date. The broadcast on a Facebook Live feed, which is at my Facebook page of Bruce Stanton MP. You'll find the information there. You can actually send in your questions on that show using the chat function on Facebook. Send your questions in, and I'll do my best. After giving a brief update, I'll do my best to answer those questions on the air. And again, you'll have those, and we'll follow up afterwards as best we can with any of those issues that we may not be able to deal with right on the broadcast. But it's a good way for getting the updates, certainly, but also posing your questions. Everyone has seen the differences in different parts of the country that have been impacted by this, and there is a range. So too will there be, I believe, as we've been kind of following, especially in now that we appear to be flattening the curve and getting to a point where we want to start seeing the economy open up again. We will need to see a relaxing of some of the restrictions, but not a complete. If we don't do this step by step and take our time with it, the risk of getting a second wave of this virus certainly remains a tremendous risk. We have seen this virus. Look, it is a deadly virus. We're seeing mortality rates of around 5 or 6% of those who are infected by it. And from a public health standpoint, we just can't take the risk of this thing getting out so broadly in the community where there is no immunity and there's no vaccine, and at this point, no treatment. We have to continue to keep those restrictions in place. So step by step, I think a steady and progressive opening up of the economy where we can, but the keeping in place of measures like social distancing, and probably staying away from activities that involve large gatherings of people. I think that's what we're going to see. But we look to our provinces and healthcare and public health experts and officials to guide our public policies in this regard. We have to take our lead from them and rest on the side of making sure public health can be the very best it can in a situation like this. What we've seen across our communities here is a genuine interest in helping people get through this. We see that with volunteerism. We see it with people being honest in their applications for programs like the CERB. There is a genuine sense that we are all in this together, and that we can get through it. We've got to keep that optimism there. We're here to help. All issues of, none of this has anything to do with politics or partisanship. We have to work as a community right across our province, right across our country to get through this. And the sooner we do that, the healthier we can keep everybody, and the sooner we can get back to getting our economy reopened. And just a final thought. I think I would just say that there's still possibilities for. As the government has said, this is such an unknown circumstance that we're finding ourselves in, and that's why provincial and federal governments continue to say that nothing is off the table here. They're prepared to respond where the needs are. So it's very important that we still hear from people. If the program is not responding to their particular situation, we need to hear that. So please keep the calls and emails coming, and we'll do our best to make sure the government is well informed in that regard. So enjoy and stay in touch and stay safe.